In 2018, Dr. Joe in an event told us a story about a friend that manifested money. He manifested $500,000,
Right.
and he explained how he did it by putting a background in his phone with the amount that he wanted in his bank account. So I said that could be easy to do. I know how to use Photoshop. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try it. So when I came back from the event, I went to my computer, started doing the Photoshop. Every night and every morning I saw my Photoshop and my screen with the amount that I wanted, felt the emotions, meditated about it, and every time I felt love, I just changed it to abundance. So that went for a month, and my sister called me and told me that the house that we were selling for 5 years got sold, and each of us received $30,000. So I got very excited because that was the first time for 2 years that I had done something, because I always try to change my health, but I was like very conscious of it. So I had to do something that I wasn't paying attention a lot throughout the day. So money was one thing, that thing. And but a day later or two, I said, that's not the unknown. Well, I thought that wasn't the unknown. I thought that doing the meditation and manifesting should come totally from the unknown. So I kept going. I also did my mind movie, and I put that I earned money while I was asleep, and that I have more than enough money to live. So after 2 months of doing that, a friend of a friend approached me and asked me if I wanted to invest money in his company, in stocks. So I said, yeah, let's see what happens. I wasn't attached to the money that I had. I was just seeing what would happen. And for 1 year or 1 year and a half, I started earning a lot of money with him. And I then realized that I had those things in my movies, that I earned money while I was asleep, and that I had more than enough. I could travel wherever I wanted, stay wherever I wanted, went to every event that I could of Dr. Joe's, and then again I said, that's not the unknown. I need something that comes from some place that I cannot explain how it came. So I did it again, every day meditating. Every time I felt like I stopped in that moment and felt the emotions of abundance. And 8 or 9 months later, I received mail from a company that I never heard before, that I had stocks in their company. So I said, that's not mine. Can you cancel that account? Because I've never heard of you. I've never been in those kinds of working. I mean, I've never heard of them at all. So I asked them to cancel my account. And the only way that I could cancel the account, they told me, was withdrawing the money that I have with them. So thinking that it would be like $100 or $200, or I don't know, maybe 1,000. I said, okay, how much is it? So I could withdraw it and just close my account. The day after that, they called me and they said that I had $100,000 more or less in that account with my name. It was unexplainable. So I didn't believe it at first. When I called my financial friend, he helped me to withdraw the money. And even in that process, I didn't believe that it was going to arrive at my bank account. And for a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, it was starting to come to my mind. I was like, it's not. I mean, I don't need to work anymore. I now know that I can manifest money without working. It's crazy to believe that, but that's my story.
Did you ever notice how people, when they think about their future, almost always think negatively, worrying and stressing? A person who loves their child worries about whether their child will remain healthy or will become ill, or a person with a good, stable business, worrying that something will go wrong and they will eventually fail. Your child is healthy, your business is doing fine. There is no reason to worry. Don't neglect the present moment, because it's the source of your power. Many people do have challenging circumstances, but most of you who are listening to this are not in that tough situation. Let me ask you something. Do you have a hobby, for example? Whatever that hobby might be, haven't you noticed that you always perform better when you are fully focused, calm, and in the moment? It doesn't matter how good or bad you are, you always perform better when you are focused, motivated, and when you believe in yourself. Is this true or not? You know it's true. And you probably understand that your state of mind affects not only your performance in your hobby, but your entire life. You're like your own prophet. You can predict your own future. When you win, you expect to win in the first place, so it's nothing surprising to win. When you lose, it's exactly the same. You doubted, you worried, and it's natural for you to lose. Nothing surprising there. Can you see that you can change your expectations and win in every situation? So if you don't learn how to control your mind and your life, if you don't learn how to shift your identity at your will, nothing in your life will change. Well, there are several facets to explore here. Firstly, there are 3 types of stress that impact our physical well-being. Physical stress from accidents or injuries, chemical stress from toxins or pollutants, and emotional stress, often stemming from personal challenges and traumas. These stressors disrupt our body's natural balance, pushing it out of homeostasis. Normally, our body strives to return to this balanced state through its autonomic nervous system. However, if we repeatedly knock it out of balance, the new imbalanced state becomes the norm, setting the stage for illness. When it comes to physical trauma, our body can heal with rest. For chemical imbalances, we may need pharmaceuticals or supplements to restore equilibrium. However, emotional stress, which affects a significant percentage of people seeking healthcare, is a complex matter. It's linked to a range of negative emotions such as anger, hatred, fear, and anxiety, which, when prolonged, can trigger the onset of disease. The fascinating aspect is that our body can't differentiate between real-life experiences causing these emotions and those created solely by our thoughts. The body responds the same way, believing it's under constant threat or in a state of emergency. This constant state of stress, triggered by our thoughts, eventually leads to physical illness. So yes, our thoughts can indeed make us sick. Now, if our thoughts can make us sick, could they also make us well? Absolutely. But to achieve this, we need to manage our attention and energy carefully. Where we direct our focus is where we channel our energy. We must learn to control and change the thoughts that have conditioned our bodies to respond negatively. This is the essence of the mind-body connection. The challenge lies in the fact that people can become addicted to their own negative thoughts and emotions. These thoughts become their personality, their identity. Even if these thoughts are uncomfortable or painful, people often return to them because they've associated the rush of energy these thoughts provide with their problems or life circumstances. So changing this pattern requires breaking an addiction, complete with cravings and the body's desire to return to the familiar, even if it's detrimental. In essence, our beliefs are merely thoughts we've repeated until they become subconscious or unconscious. To change, we must become consciously aware of these unconscious thoughts, scrutinize them, and refuse to let them pass unnoticed. This is akin to putting our body in rehab because it's been on a detrimental trip for too long. Our body, which essentially becomes our mind, is resistant to change because it perceives the new as a threat to the known. Shifting gears, let's consider physical health. Achieving physical balance involves a combination of strategies such as intermittent interval training, yoga, Pilates, sprinting, running, or weightlifting. The key is to balance strength, flexibility, and endurance. Regardless of the chosen method, pushing beyond one's comfort zone is essential for change. When you feel like you've reached your limit, that's precisely when you should push yourself a bit further, not to the point of harm, but with a clear intention and purpose. Find meaning in the activity you're engaging in, extracting the utmost value from it. This approach works best when you don't resist, but fully immerse yourself in it, facing any pain or limitations head-on. Track your progress mindfully, aiming for improvement. Doing this will strengthen your body, enhance flexibility, and increase endurance. Taking care of your body chemically is crucial. Consider getting a blood test to understand your chemical balance. If you experience symptoms, it may require eliminating certain elements and making different choices. This doesn't imply those things are universally bad. It means they're not suitable for your current balance. Take nutrients, vitamins, and minerals with intention, knowing why you're doing it. The meaning behind your actions amplifies their impact. Fear, it weakens your body. Your response to the environment and your thoughts continually drains your energy. So you can focus on the physical and chemical aspects, but if you remain controlling, judgmental, and driven by fear, these efforts won't yield the desired results. To regain balance, you must address your emotional state. This involves breaking free from the addiction to negative emotions that drive unhealthy behaviors and thoughts. Shifting to healthier emotions is essential. Imagine someone whose identity revolves around resentment, anger, and frustration. They might attribute their disposition to a past event. However, when they realize that this emotional pattern is detrimental and addictive, they can decide to change it. It's like moving from the bleachers to the playing field of life, actively choosing to feel different emotions. This process requires intention and practice. You can train yourself to feel gratitude, for instance. By giving to others and practicing gratitude, you can shift your emotional state. When you're in a state of gratitude, you become receptive and accept thoughts that match that emotional state. This, in turn, triggers your body to produce chemicals that promote growth and repair. It's about understanding why you're doing this and assigning meaning to the task. Moreover, consider that many health issues stem from emotional imbalances. When you visit a doctor, a significant percentage of cases are influenced by emotional states that have persisted for a long time. Even if physical pain is the primary complaint, it often originates from deep-rooted emotional conditions and a series of unhealthy choices. In essence, you can do everything right on the physical and chemical fronts, but unless you address the emotional imbalance, you might still find yourself in poor health. Your emotional state is a powerful factor in shaping your physical well-being. When you change your state of being by shifting your emotions and aligning them with your intentions, you open the door to synchronicities, opportunities, and coincidences that affirm your role as the creator of your life rather than a victim of it. For individuals seeking healing, it's crucial to work on the emotional states that anchor them in the past. This can be challenging because until recently, there were few scientifically validated methods for teaching people how to do this. People naturally want to escape their emotional states, often resorting to external distractions like movies, shopping, or dining out to avoid feeling pain. However, emotions inevitably resurface. So, when you reach a point where nothing external can alleviate your discomfort, it's a critical juncture. You stop responding to the usual diversions and begin to recognize that the only way to find relief is within yourself. At this moment, you're no longer a slave to your habitual responses, and this realization can be unsettling. You start questioning your actions, thoughts, and choices. The feeling of disconnection from your former self leads to a sense of depression or a midlife crisis. In truth, it's your soul signaling that you can't return to the past. You can no longer predict every outcome. So you must embrace change, which can be uncomfortable. However, this transition isn't something to fear. It signifies your readiness for transformation. Instead of relying on external distractions to mask your emotions, you recognize the need to change from within. You start evaluating your responses to various situations, like interactions with coworkers, financial matters, or exposure to news. You're not looking for a quick fix. You're committed to genuine change. People have shared numerous testimonials of being diagnosed with chronic health conditions and experiencing improvement through meditation and elevated emotional states. However, some individuals find that after meditation, they spend the next several hours in fear and frustration. This happens when they unconsciously return to their old thought patterns and emotional states. Thus, it's vital to practice being in these elevated states with your eyes open to carry this transformation into your daily life. Walking meditations, a key component of our work, teach you to maintain this state while facing external challenges. You need to become so proficient at this practice that you can maintain it even in adverse situations. This is where you truly demonstrate your mastery over your emotional states. It's not enough to meditate with your eyes closed. You must also apply this state with your eyes open. So the process involves examining your reactions to various stimuli like your ex-partner, financial challenges, or distressing news. You recognize that there must be another way to respond, one that doesn't weaken you. You rehearse these new behaviors, effectively rewiring your brain to adopt them as your default responses. Through repetition, your brain will perceive these actions as natural, and they will become automatic. By consistently practicing these changes in emotional states and responses, you're rewriting your internal script. You're creating a new version of yourself, one that aligns with your desired future. This process involves molding your beliefs and behaviors, so they reflect the person you aim to become. Thoughts that consistently wire together become your new reality, as your brain no longer distinguishes them from actual experiences. Ultimately, feeling the emotions associated with your desired future before it materializes is the key to believing in that future. Conversely, clinging to emotions tied to your past will anchor you there, maintaining the same biology, thoughts, choices, and experiences. In essence, your emotional state profoundly influences your biology, neural circuitry, neurochemistry, hormones, and gene expression. Changing your emotions is the catalyst for creating lasting transformation in your life. Combine the principles of quantum physics, neuroscience, neuroendocrinology, psychoneuroimmunology, epigenetics, and electromagnetism to construct comprehensive models of understanding. These models will empower individuals to absorb new knowledge, leading to fresh perspectives and novel thoughts. Provide them with the guidance required to make different choices, take new actions, and craft unique experiences, ultimately resulting in the experience of new emotions. As a result of this transformative process, their biology can undergo profound changes in just 7 days, surpassing our initial expectations. Even individuals who have limited experience with meditation, including those who have never attended week-long events or engaged in regular meditation practice, can witness significant alterations in their biology within this brief time frame. It is essential to note that this transformation is not limited to a small percentage. Instead, it occurs within a substantial portion of the collective. So, this outcome, a collective shift in biology, is an exceedingly rare and improbable event. To initiate this transformation, one must shift their thinking, make different choices, perform new actions, and cultivate novel emotional states. This process is pivotal for healing. So the emotions that often keep us trapped in our lower, more primitive states are characterized by anger, aggression, fear, anxiety, suffering, pain, guilt, and shame. These emotions are essentially energies in motion. Over time, these emotions should evolve into wisdom, as emotions minus the emotional charge become wisdom. At this point, one is ready for new experiences, but it is crucial to let go of past emotional baggage to move forward. So, by embracing emotions such as gratitude, love, kindness, care, appreciation, creativity, and inspiration, individuals can rebalance their hearts, leading to a profound shift in consciousness. Once energy reaches the heart, it triggers a message to the brain that it is safe to create, thereby allowing individuals to move away from survival mode. This communication creates coherence between the heart and brain, leading to a creative, elevated state. This state involves resonances and harmonics within brainwave frequencies, resulting in a state of ecstasy, a form of arousal distinct from fear, anger, or pain. In this heightened state of consciousness, individuals report feelings of wholeness, connection, awareness, and pure love. The desire for external possessions or achievements diminishes because they already believe they are living their desired future. They understand that waiting for external circumstances to change is unnecessary. The change comes from within. Addressing the concern of those who believe their challenges are insurmountable due to past trauma or suffering, it is essential to recognize that many individuals who have faced brutal pasts and profound adversity have successfully undergone this transformation. The key is to cease telling the story of one's suffering and open up to a new narrative. Everyone has the potential to experience this shift, regardless of age, health status, or past experiences. It's about letting go of the old self and embracing a new state of being. The process involves daily meditation, focusing on belief reinforcement rather than healing. So by consistently feeling the emotions associated with their desired future and signaling the corresponding genes, individuals reinforce their belief in the possibility of change. This process of unlearning, which comprises 95% of our mental and behavioral patterns, requires persistent effort